So, we're diving into a really big question today. Is academia, as an institution, actually built to handle a world that's in constant flux? To help us unpack this, we've got two different perspectives. We have host A, who's representing a more traditional academic view, and host B, arguing for a more agile, transformational approach. Host A, why don't you get us started?
Of course. So you've probably been hearing this term, VUCA, pop up a lot. It's an acronym that stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It actually came out of military strategy, and then the business world picked it up to describe, well, the fast-paced, unpredictable environment we're all living in.
And that right there is really the heart of my concern. VUCA is a corporate framework. The entire mission of a university is something different. We're built on a foundation of stability, of deep critical thought, and the methodical, rigorous search for truth. We're not a tech startup that needs to pivot every 6 months. Trying to just slap a business buzzword onto academia, it feels like it just doesn't quite fit, does it? Well, with all due respect, I think calling it just a buzzword kind of misses the reality of what's happening outside our lecture halls. The world is moving in real time. I mean, AI is completely rewriting entire industries as we speak. Geopolitical lines are being redrawn, and climate change is demanding solutions now. We can't really afford to sit around debating the term while the very world we're supposed to be preparing our students for is changing under our feet. And this gets to the core of it. This is the elephant in the room. Just look at this contrast. Our systems, our very structures, were built for a predictable world. They value stability. But the world our students are walking into, it demands constant transformation. It thrives on agility. It is volatile. There's this huge mismatch between how we're set up and what the world actually needs from us. Okay, mismatch is a pretty strong word. Let's get specific here. If there is, as you say, an elephant in the room, let's name it. What exactly are these systemic problems you're referring to?
It's baked into everything we do. Think about it. We're teaching theories from a pre-digital age to students who'll be working with AI and blockchain. We judge a professor's career on how many papers they publish in journals, not on whether their work actually had a real-world impact. We operate in these neat little departmental silos, while the world's biggest problems, like climate change or pandemics, require massive integrated solutions. We say we want to make our students agile, but our own institutions reward the exact opposite: stability. These aren't just criticisms. You can see them everywhere.
I do see your point. And maybe you're right. Framing these as observable truths instead of just attacks is a much more productive way to look at it. But my big fear is that in a rush to become agile, we might throw out the very things that make academia special. That tradition of rigor and careful, deliberate inquiry. This can't just be about change for the sake of change. It has to be a thoughtful evolution, not a full-blown revolution. I completely agree. This isn't about a revolution. Nobody's saying we should abandon rigor. It's about having the courage as an institution to ask ourselves if our old ways are still the best ways to serve our mission today. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about taking shared responsibility. It's about moving from this debate we're having to a real dialogue about how we can evolve together. Okay, so if we accept that some kind of evolution has to happen, then the big question isn't if anymore, it's how. How do we actually make our institutions VUCA ready without losing our soul in the process? It seems pretty clear that if we're going to prepare students for this world, the change has to start right here with us. Exactly. And this isn't just a theory. There's a practical path forward. It means we have to really embrace experimentation in the classroom and in our research. It means we have to start rewarding faculty for the real-world impact they have, just as much as we reward them for publications. We have to update what we teach at the same speed the world is changing. And, maybe most importantly, we need to cultivate leaders who know how to navigate uncertainty, not just manage a stable budget. Which really brings this all home to the final, most crucial question. It's pretty obvious we can't just tell our students about a VUCA world. We have to actually show them how to thrive in it. So the question is no longer if we need to change, but how do we, as educators and institutions, learn and evolve ourselves?
And that's that shared responsibility we're talking about. The courage to change isn't about abandoning our core principles. It's about finding new ways to apply them to a world that looks nothing like it did before.